Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to take a look at some half dollars over the last 100+ years. And of course this one right here is a 2021. This is the Kennedy half. We see it says Liberty at the top, Kennedy facing to the left, and God here, We Trust here. There's a D there for the Denver Mint, and there's a 2021. They are still releasing these halves, and actually the reason I thought about making the video was because they're supposed to release one this week. They haven't yet, but we're waiting for the 2022. Now, if you get the 2022 half, you're going to have to get it through the U.S. Mint or a coin dealer because they do not send them to the banks for circulation. All right, now what was this again we were looking at? Yes, down here, that's the initials of the engraver of the half, and that's Gilroy Roberts. These two marks here, this is an uncirculated half that I got from the mint, but when the other halves go through the assembly line, I guess you'd call it, they kind of, you'll see they make these little indentations along here, so sometimes you'll see those all over the coins from where other coins' edges have hit them. This is a copper nickel clad copper half, of course, and you can see the copper in there. And then on the back there is United States of America. It's the War Eagle, or whatever you want to call it, but it's the War and Peace Eagle, I guess. The eagle with the shield says E pluribus unum above the eagle's head. It's holding the banner in its mouth. Some people say it looks like it's smoking. It is not. It's holding this banner that flies up through here. We see the stars and these really interesting kind of dots up here. We see the wings and the feathers, and down here we see on each leg it's holding something. On this side it's holding an olive branch with all these olives on it. On this side it's holding arrows. So it's olives for the sign of peace, arrows for war. United States of America, $50 on the bottom. Doesn't say 50 cents anywhere on here. And then down here it says FG, and that's for Frank Gasparo, who engraved the back of this coin. So Gilroy Roberts did the front, Frank Gasparo did the back. This is, I believe at this point in time, this is the longest produced $50 that the United States has ever produced. We're in the 59th year. It first came out in 1964, and you probably know this story, but it came out in 1964, the year after Kennedy died, the last year that we had 90% silver. So when the Kennedy half came out in 1964, it was the only year, 1964, 90% silver. Then they decided to leave some silver in them as they made them throughout 1960s. And this is a 66. This is a 40% silver. So in 65, they went to 40% silver for 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. If you get a chance to get a 1970 Kennedy half dollar, it's 40% silver. So look for those. Before they had the Kennedy halves, of course, they had the Franklin halves. And the Franklin halves did not stay around for long. They decided to switch to the Franklin half in 1948. And so from 1948 till 1963, they made the Franklin half. It says Liberty at the top, Ben Franklin with the year under his chin, In God We Trust here. Of course, this is a 90% half also. And on the back of the Franklin half is the Liberty Bell. It says United States of America, $50. Now, something that we didn't talk about on this coin is that the mint marks on the Kennedy half are right down here underneath Kennedy's neck. The mint marks on the Franklin half, however, are right up above the Liberty Bell. And you can see the mint mark right there. That's a D for the Denver Mint. These coins, the engraver of these coins was John Sinek, engraved the front of these coins. And you may recall John Sinek because John Sinek also engraved other U.S. coins. So the front was John Sinek, and you might be able to see the right there, John R. Sinek on this one. And you can see he also did the U.S. dime, but he just put a JS. So there's John R. Cynic right there. And then the back of this coin, interestingly enough, was John R. Cynic and, wait for it, Gilroy Roberts, who ended up doing the front of the Kennedy half. And so this particular one is the Liberty Bell and the Eagle and stuff. That's a combination of John Cynic and Gilroy Roberts did this one. Again, it only lasted for 16 years, from 48 to 63, because Kennedy came in and interrupted, and they started making Kennedy halves in 64. Prior to that, of course, we had the Walking Liberty half dollars. Walking Liberty went from 1916 to 1947. This is Liberty walking to the left. It says Liberty around the top. The sun coming up. Just a beautiful coin if you ever get it in really good condition. The way that the gown kind of hangs down over here, holding an olive branch here in her arms. 1934 here. This reminds me much of the Sower, the French coin that we see sometimes. In God We Trust here, again, 90% silver. On the back it says United States of America and E Pluribus Unum and half dollar. Now, this coin was engraved by Adolf Alexander Wyman. The AW you may have seen on some other coins. And let's look for it right here. There's the engraver's initials here, the A and the W. Adolf Wyman, who was a great engraver of the United States coins, and I think actually did the Liberty dime, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there's any initials on the front of the Walking Liberty. I don't know where they are, if they are on here. I just think they're just on the back. The Walking Liberty was good for 32 years, and then prior to that, from 1892 until 1915, for about 24 years, it was the so-called Barber half. It says, In God We Trust at the top, 1914. This is kind of a Roman figure facing to the right. We see the stars here. And the Barber half was called the Barber half because it was engraved by Charles Edward Barber. We tip it up again, silver. And on the back we see 13 stars above the eagle, E Pluribus Unum on the banner. And again, this is a kind of a this coin, this is a throwback to this image of the eagle holding it. And you see this very clearly taken by Frank Asparo to say, to bring back the Barber half and how it looked. It says United States of America at the top, half dollar here. You see something really interesting right here. Of course, there's the shield, the olives and the arrows. But right down here, you see that there is an S there. And the San Francisco Mint made these halves. The New Orleans Mint made these halves. The Denver Mint made these halves. And the Philadelphia Mint made these halves. If you can find one from the 1890s from the New Orleans Mint, you are a lucky camper. The New Orleans Mint actually made them up through the 1900s, but they're very nice coins. All right, well, that's all we have. So let's go backwards. The Barber half, the Walking Liberty, the Franklin, the Silver Kennedy, 90%, the 40% Silver Kennedy, and the present day Kennedy half dollar. Collect them all. They're all worth much more than 50 cents because they're just not in general circulation anymore. And of course, all the silver ones that are 90% are worth, $5 or $6 minimum. I mean, $10 or $12 minimum each. All right, have a great day from DC Coin World. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. Leave any comments you have in the comments section.